Hey everyone, it's Ryan from No Credentials Required to talk to you about one of our newest partners at Belly Up Sports, SeatGeek. Yeah, live sports is great on television, but the feeling of being at the arena is a priceless experience. That's why our friends at SeatGeek are there to help you find the best tickets at the best prices. Not only can you get tickets to sporting events, we can also get tickets to concerts, comedy shows, musicals, and more. Search for your desired event now at SeatGeek.com, enter promo code BellyUpSports at checkout, and you save $20 off your first purchase. SeatGeek. Life's an event. We have the tickets.
When we thought that there was no way you could top a dumb rule like La Liga's VAR check rule, I was wrong. I was completely wrong. Apparently, you can make things even dumber. The Bundesliga has a new rule. I didn't know this. If I would have known this, I would have talked about this in the Bundesliga preview. But apparently, get ready for this rule, Edward, because it's called the Handshake rule.
The Handshake rule. Okay.
So,
break it down for me.
70 minutes before kickoff. I don't know why it has to be 70 minutes
70
before.
minutes?
70 minutes before
Dude.
kickoff. So an hour and 10 minutes before we kick off the game, the coaches and captains must meet with the referees to have a dialogue on how we must conduct during the match. Essentially, this is to help promote respect and reduce fights. I don't know in any way a dialogue has ever reduced a fight.
You gotta have a silver tongue for that one. You know what I mean? Like you gotta be able to talk your way out of trouble in order to avoid a fight like that. And we've seen it before where tempers just flare up, and it's not. I mean, think about it. If you think about it, they already do the handshake thing. They shake the hands of the refs. The teams walk by each other, handshake, hug, whatever, and wish each other luck and whatever.
Yeah, there's a coin toss that the captains discuss. You can't do it then, like.
So I'm like, and that's the thing. I figured that's what they would do too. It's like, okay, guys, I'm gonna go ref this game as best as I can to my abilities. I have my colleagues with me, da 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 da. And then now here's the flip of the coin. Who's gonna get the ball first? What side of it? Whatever. So you would think that all of that happens in the 2, maybe 1 minute of dialogue right then and there.
Yeah. So also the other thing that is hoping to at least reduce is arguing with the referees. Yeah, I'm sure that's gonna help. Deliberate fouls, if you guys know, the time wasting fouls, the guys that purpose or to prevent a goal, all those things, and of course time wasting, which I feel like no one has found a solution to any of those issues because players still go argue to referees. I believe there's even a new rule. I don't know if it's all across football, but I know that there's certain leagues where they have rules in place that only the captain can speak to the referee. People still don't follow that rule. Honestly, the deliberate fouls, I think that's kind of a ridiculous one because there's certain fouls that you just have to commit. Like, am I going to let this guy score a goal on me, or should I just commit the foul, take the red card, knowing that at this point, all they can do is get a free kick? So I think the deliberate fouls, there is some strategy into it, but I understand that, like, I don't know. You have to be, that's like very time specific and situation specific when it comes to the deliberate fouls. But time wasting is going to happen. Like, goalkeepers are going to get the ball. They're going to lay on the ground for a couple of seconds just to waste as much human time possible. Or, hey, I don't want to kick this ball. Let me go get the ball that's like 10 feet away from me. That's just, the time wasting has just been a massive thing in the sport. And honestly, there hasn't been a real solution. I would argue, Edward, if you would hear this out, for time wasting, just penalize the player. Like, I mean, not penalize the team. Take time away from the match. Like, instead of adding more time, because that's what their goal is doing, from like milking an injury or the thing I just mentioned with goalkeepers. Take time away. Like, instead of that's going to be another minute of stoppage time. No, okay, screw you. I'm taking that minute away of stoppage time. Now, as soon as it hits 90, I'm blowing the whistle. Just my thoughts.
I mean, I don't know. Because, I mean, we have been having those.
I mean, one of our biggest complaints so far is that the stoppage time amount has been
ridiculous. That's what I was about to say. I was like, we have been having those 10 minutes overtime. Remember the last game, 16 minutes, 17 minutes overtime.
That's just the beauty of Liga MX. But yes, I definitely get that.
Yeah.
Speaking of a league that's notorious for time wasting, maybe they need to have a handshake dialogue rule.
I Again, they walk by each other, shake hands, and do all of that. Like I said, I'm like, yeah, that's why I'm like, okay, like
Actually, as a matter of
I'm.
fact, they do all the things that Bundesliga is hoping to prevent. They do argue with
Hmm.
the referees. They do deliberately foul, and they do
Hmm.
definitely waste a lot of time.
Hmm. And they waste a lot of time, mostly not even just fighting, but just fighting with the ref, talking to him, telling him, hey, what are you
Hmm.
doing? Da, 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 da. That's the time waster right there.
But as far as, and I think the Bundesliga is a little bit of a different league. I don't think I've ever seen much like exaggerated stoppage times placed in them. And like I literally just watched Bayer Leverkusen because it was actually Malik Tillman scored his first goal, his debut goal for Bayer Leverkusen, which that was great for the USA. Um, but so I watched that game, which was hilarious because they had a very strong lead, and then which Eric Ten Hag, by the way, is the manager for Bayer Leverkusen now. Um, they essentially choked it, and they ended up drawing 3-3 to Werder Bremen, who was down to 10 men. So
Mm.
there's a consolation prize for
Under,
you right there.
yeah, right. I was like that was you know that expression, and I know my Central American people they will understand it. Just what I did right now. Hmm. Yeah, yeah,
all,
yeah.
all, all that was missing was a.
No, hombre. That's that. There you go. Like
uh,
that. There you go.
no, yeah. So, and in that game, there was a deliberate foul there. So, yeah, clearly hasn't really done a really good job on that part. But and then there was also some time wasting that Leverkusen was trying to do to make sure that they didn't choke away a victory, which they eventually did choke away a victory. But yeah, so I think like even to some extent, Bundesliga I don't think is necessarily as egregious as certain other leagues. So I won't say that. I believe the player was also getting fouled because he moved the ball further away for a throw in for the opposing team. I don't know, but yeah. So clearly, I don't know if it will prevent much. I think at least the dialogue essentially is letting it know that the referees like this is their expectations, this is what they're hoping that the players are going to live up to, and I think that's perfectly fine in some aspect. But I just don't know if you're supposed to do it 70 minutes before kickoff. And a lot of the managers have actually spoke out against this. Lucas Kwasniak from Cologne, he actually called it utter nonsense. Tony Cruz, I don't know why he chimed in, but he also thought it was dumb. Frank Schmidt of Heidenheim also feels like it adds absolutely nothing, which I agree. And it
Right.
actually disrupts players' pre-match routines, which if anybody knows anything about professional athletes, there's guys that genuinely need to do their routine in order for them to get into their match, into the right headspace for a match, if that makes any sense. Like some people have to put on their left sock before they put the right sock on. Someone has to eat 2 bananas. Like, and you guys think I'm making this up. I've actually met people that literally this is what they live by. Um, Once again, we're talking about 70 minutes, so I don't know. I don't know how many people need like more than an hour to do their whole pregame ritual, but yeah, and then we're just talking about it's one person, right? It's a coach and a captain that's going to talk. But I don't know. Maybe we still got a whole season ahead of us, man. We'll see what happens with the Bundesliga if this works. But apparently, like a lot of people just I think the word nonsense and waste of time is what it feels like as of right now. Though there is somebody that does love the rule, and that is Julian Schuster of Freiburg. So the guy, so he likes the rule. He thinks it's great to have a dialogue. It's just like how like is it at one point going to become redundant to have the same dialogue of hey, this is my expectations. Please don't time waste. Please don't do this. Like at one point, it's going to become like a routine. Like the script has been set in place, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure it has, but of course, everybody gonna get their 2 cents in, and they're gonna see like you already know, and in soccer, or sorry, in football, you tend to let the passions run high, and you're going to let the emotion take over, your competitiveness, everything's gonna take over. You're not just gonna say like, yeah, sure, we're gonna keep it civil, blah blah blah. I'll talk to my players. Yeah, you're gonna talk to your players. Doesn't mean that it's gonna happen.
Yeah, yeah. I think at the end, especially when in match, when you have like emotions at an all time high, everyone's kind of in a high level of like intensity.
And
Like,
especially, let's put it this way. If the ref makes a bad call,
hmm
if the ref makes a bad call, let's say it's a dive
or
in the
worse,
penalty box,
assistant referees.
assist, yeah, the offside, when technically they're not really offside. They have the VAR, all
Where
this other.
VAR is completely and utterly
Oh
wrong.
yeah, yeah, exactly. It's just so many, so many things already that they're trying to, I guess you could say, um, regulate. Now they're trying to regulate, I guess you could say, the players and the way it like because for all we know, let me put it this way, for all we know, the refs could even say they're like, okay, I will take no showboating. You stepped on the ball with both feet trying to showboat, that's a yellow card. It's kind of stuff like that. Like at that point, you're impeding the creativity of the game. Like some players do, like they love to be, joga bonito. They're good at it. And if you're gonna tell them, oh, they're gonna do a little showboat move, little stuff, little flick here and there, a little wink, whatever, like just a little showboat, and you're gonna be telling them, hey, and I'm not saying this is all refs. It's just I'm just saying, and we've seen this happen a lot in the South American League, Brazilian League, that when they're showboating and stuff, all of a sudden the ref comes in and gives them a yellow card because he was like, "Oh, you did this move." And it's not even like a soccer move. It's just for no reason whatsoever. You get a
Oh
yellow
yeah,
card, and everybody
when
freaks out.
Memphis
Yeah,
Depay did the when he put both his feet on the
yeah,
ball. Yeah, I remember
yeah.
that.
And then it's like what? Like you just kind of stated like, huh? Like what? Why is the play stop and everything? And it's just like
I
why?
think at some
You
point it's
know?
kind of funny when you use the word professionalism when we're talking about a game. Um,
I mean, and that's the thing. It's like,
I understand the concept that yes, there is a level of professional when you're playing it professionally, but it just kind of is funny when you hear, at least to me, when you hear the word professional when you're talking about a game, a game that we all grew up playing, that we all pretended to be certain players, um, and all that stuff. But I think also the good thing about, I guess, at least this handshake dialogue rule that is implemented right now in the Bundesliga is that the referee can immediately set the tone of what this match is going to be. Like he can let them know, hey, I'm not going to let things slide. Or there might be a guy like, hey man, as long as you guys don't do anything too crazy, I won't try to impede too much on the game. I don't want to stop the game as much as I humanly can. Just don't cause any foolishness, right? Or there's gonna be guys like, hey man, I'm gonna tell you right now, if I see anything crazy, like maybe a rivalry match, right? Like for instance, Der Klasse, right? If Borussia Dortmund and Bayern Munich play, and maybe you guys like, hey man, the first hard foul I see, I'm putting a card up there just so you guys know I'm not gonna be playing around this time around. So I think there's some benefit to this rule. I don't know why we need this rule. I mean, I guess someone felt the need of this rule being in place. So I mean, it's one of those things like rules that you're like, who in the right mind would think that they needed a rule to be told to not touch the furnace? Like, things like that, like don't touch the furnace. It's probably hot, kind of thing. But then there's those people that maybe do need to be told that hey, don't touch the furnace. So I think that maybe there's some benefit to this rule, but at the same time, it's just ridiculous. I guess like whenever it's something new, because this is new, right? To
yeah,
hear this rule, you think is to me, I think it's borderline stupid, but maybe to that one guy that is tempted by touching the furnace, maybe he needs to hear, hey, don't yell at the referee.
yeah. And it's like, for one, you already know, and I can tell you this from experience, you already know that that's not going to happen. There are going to be players who are going to get infuriated with the ref. We've seen this in Sunday League. We've seen this in indoor. We've seen this in futsal. We've seen this in professional soccer. No matter how many times you see, like you yourself, a player, see that another team, another league or whatever, he's saying something to the ref, even with his hands behind the back or whatever, all of a sudden he gets a yellow card. It might not be a cuss word. It might not be discrimination. It might not be talking down to the ref, but it's just him talking. The ref could just himself be frustrated and be like, you know what? I don't want to hear this shit. Yellow card. just because you're talking, I'm trying to get this match going underway. So at that point, okay, you're basically trying to control the players, but what about the refs at that point? Like with the whole dialogue thing that they're trying to have beforehand, how can you be sure that the ref is not just going to go not out of his way, but more of like, how you know he's not going to react to a certain
Mm-hmm.
word or a certain sentence? It doesn't have to be anything insulting his family or anything. It could just be the dude is having a bad day. The dude feels that, oh, this game is just too much for me. I'm getting frustrated. This is ridiculous. Oh my God, all these fouls. So then people start talking, people start yelling at each other, and you're just trying to de-escalate the situation. It's kind of like this is not really relatable, but it's kind of like a cop suspect situation. You're over there trying to interrogate the suspect. If the guy makes a sudden move, you already know there's some cops who are able to de-escalate the situation by talking, by, hand movements. Maybe just trying to calm down the person. They manage to do that. Some of them just automatically put out taser, guns, whatever. Like they go ahead and use brute force. So it's kind of in the same scenario in this situation, is what I'm trying to say. Like the guy who's supposed to be in control of everything, of trying to make sure that everything's going according to the league rules, to make sure that there's no fouls, there's no like blatant fouls, there's to trying to make sure that the game is kept at a certain pace, at a certain disciplinary degree. It's like you have control of so much, and like I said, you may have had a rough morning, and then you're just, you're doing you're doing your job, but who knows if that ref is actually ready for that game. It could be a very high profile game, Bayern Munich, Borussia Dortmund, or it could be a very low profile game, like no, like like Noburg. Even though that probably they're in second division, like FC Köln,
Mm-hmm.
like they're it just depends also on the person, just how it depends on the players, how it depends on the coaches. It also depends on the ref,
Mm-hmm.
like how their interactions are going to be taken as well.
Yeah, exactly. That's honestly a good point. But I think for the rule itself, I'm gonna say it's unnecessary, but maybe it benefits some. I mean, clearly there's at least like a 5% that generally, I guess, that do in fact like this rule, while the rest just views this as a waste of time. But I mean, Edward, I mean, we're maybe percentage wise, how do you feel like how the usefulness of this rule is gonna be?
I mean, like I said, I put in my 2 cents already. I already said I feel like it would be better done instead of, and because we don't know. It's an hour and 10 minutes before the game is starting, and you're having this conversation with the coaches, whatever, linemen, everything. Just it could be a brief 5-minute conversation, 2-minute conversation, whatever. Or if they start bringing in, player names, oh well, um, Harry Kane, what if he, does this and this and this, or what if he's being too rough on my player just because he's a high profile name or whatever? Like, are you going to be keeping an eye on him? You saw what he did last game. You saw what this, and the other. Like, you're just basically going to be trying to make it to where you're going to get your way. It's kind of like a debate in a way, and I think it wouldn't be a smart thing. Like, dude, boxing's like, all right, touch gloves. I want a clean fight, whatever, stuff like that. Both people know the rules. Both teams and both parties know the rules, and that's basically for every soccer game. So I personally don't see why they should do that for that early on,
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like it's better right then and there in the moment. Like you're about to start playing,
Mm-hmm.
you're all riled up. I mean, like I said, you're all riled up. But if you're talking to the ref right then and there, they're the captains and everything. All right, guys, look, this is what's gonna go down. Da 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 da. Please relay this to your players. Let's get
Mm-hmm.
ready. It's not like they don't talk to each other before the game's about to start, before they start setting up their formations. They get
Absolutely.
in a huddle, and then that's when the captain's like, okay, this is what the ref said. Da 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 da. Let's get this going. Try to keep it clean. It doesn't take that
Yeah,
long.
like
There's
I
no
I
point.
agree that like doing it 70 minutes before kickoff, like literally right when you guys are about to do the coin toss, do the handshake with the captains and captains referees. Does
Yeah,
does the coach really need to be there? I don't think so. Um, I mean, as long as he's not chucking ice cubes at the referee, I think we'll be fine. So I think, yeah, I think that there is a right time and place for it. I don't know if you have to I don't know what everybody's routine is. I don't know what time people show up before the match, but yeah, if you're a captain and you're just like, crap, I need to. I'm like, oh, you're like stuck in traffic. Oh shoot, I need a new. I mean, I'm an hour away from kickoff. You need more than an hour away from kickoff. You need to have this meeting, like
to
this
to
crucial meeting that
to
needs to be spoken on.
let me put it this way. To be fair, you already know they're they're already on their way. Like they're already in the team bus going to that stadium, going to if it's going to be a Champions League, they're already flown in like the day before. They're flown in 2 days earlier, stuff like that. Like we already know how that situation goes. And I understand, like we're talking, like the way you're talking about it, it's like if we're playing Sunday league. Like, damn it, I'm running late. My kid didn't want to eat his breakfast. I had this going on with my wife, so I got to drive faster a little bit. And then by the time you get there, the game's already started, and you're just like, and we both know the situation. It's not like that in professional football. In professional football, you're in the bus at a certain time. You're right then and there. But to me, I still don't like this rule. Like it's not something
It's not
that
needed.
is needed.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just I guess I want to say it's maybe like Bundesliga kind of trying to stretch their situation.
Hmm.
Like they're trying to stretch their. I'm not trying to say they're trying to swing their dick around, but sorry, Kelsey, but I'm just saying like it's like they're trying to show you, hey, we're gonna have control of this game, like us, the league, not the players,
Hmm.
not anybody else, not the coaches. It's just us, and I was just like, bruh, like serious. Like,
Yeah, I know, I agree. I don't think this is there's a clear opportunity where you can have this meeting, right? Like literally, it's not even gonna take that long. Like the ref could literally be saying it right before he flips the coin. So I think I agree with you wholeheartedly. I think we're on the same page on that aspect. Um, but like I said, maybe there's people that are just that dumb that do in fact need to be told this, and maybe that for that and at the end of the day, that's what rules are usually implemented for, because there's a small percentage of people that for some reason just can't comprehend that this needs to be done.
yeah,
Um, the rules are placed not because of a mass majority. It's always because of a vast minority. It's never, like, do we really need a rule that says do not kill someone? Like, I mean, you get what I mean? Like, do you have someone to tell you that this is a rule? That's kind of like the whole point of all this. But and I'm not trying to compare murder to having a dialogue, but yeah, that's kind of my viewpoint on it. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see if this minimizes anything in the Bundesliga. Does it reduce arguing with the referee? Does it reduce deliberate fouls? Does it reduce time wasting? I don't even think I've ever seen a fight in a Bundesliga match. But hey, maybe we'll see what happens there. We're gonna see
we
the
there's it's been there. It's just they know how to de-escalate the situation, and plus, I mean, you also have the teammates, who
as far as like
are
standards and practices. I feel like the Bundesliga is probably one of the more better leagues at it. Because I mean, literally La Liga, we had a player throw an ice cube at a referee. Um, League On. I mean, literally, when this podcast started, a fight broke out, and then apparently now a bunch of fans like storming onto the field. So I think like as far as a league that usually is really good at setting like the standard for how the league should be conducted, the Bundesliga is usually, I would say, is probably like one of the better leagues. I don't know if you feel the same way, Edward, but like, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see if this does reduce any of those issues, and I'm assuming if it does, maybe other leagues will end up copying suit.
it's just I hope not. I mean, I really hope not. I don't think so because I think everybody, I want to say, even the presidents of the league, the board, everybody, I think they see it the same way us as fans see it. It's like, why? Like, it's already said and done. It's a common sense thing. So there's no reason for me to go in early. It's kind of like going to those mid-morning meetings whenever you're like, all right, guys, we're going to talk about the same thing we talked about last week. It's like, okay. And it's like, you're there, you're there, you're there. You're doing this, you're doing that. You get it going. Let's have a good week kind of shit. Let's have a good game, whatever kind of shit.
Hmm.
And then you're just like, okay, we just talked about this shit last week. What the fuck? Like,
Yeah, it's
why?
it's the
It's
epitome
common
of the
sense.
unnecessary meetings that you have at work.
Yes, exactly. Okay, I hate to say this. I really hate to say this because you know I love the show. You know I love Michael Scott, but it's like the meetings that Michael Scott would set up for everybody in the office.
Whoa, that person has really gotten him or herself into quite a predicament.
Who is that guy?